My friends fake called CPS on me for laughs. My kid was removed for 3 days. They said it was social experiment content. Now one of them is begging me not to post the footage. Yeah, okay. So I guess I'm that dad now. The one who vents on Reddit at 2 a.m. with coffee breath and a browser full of parenting blogs I never thought I'd read. I'm 33, I work in tech, full custody of my 6-year-old daughter. Her name's Mia and she's the only thing in my life that still makes sense. Not gonna lie, I used to think stuff like this happened to other people. Like, the ones who get scammed online or lose everything because of a bad friend group. But this? What they did? It broke something in me that I don't think is ever gonna snap back. I'm not looking for advice or sympathy. I just need to say it out loud somewhere. Because part of me still wants to believe they didn't mean it. That maybe it really was a prank. But then I remember the look on Mia's face when they took her. And I want to destroy everything. So yeah, here's what happened. We weren't always like this. I mean, if you'd told me a year ago that I'd be reporting my closest friends to the police and contemplating ruining their careers with a YouTube upload, I'd have laughed. Or maybe just stared at you and said, you don't know them like I do. Because back then, they were my family. Not blood, but something tighter. Something chosen. I met Tyler and Chris during freshman orientation at UC Irvine. Tyler was the loud one, always the first to say something stupid in class just to get a laugh. Chris was quieter, but in that intense, observant way that made you feel like he already knew your password. We all ended up in the same dorm, same major, computer science, because of course we were those guys and the rest just kind of fell into place. You code till 3 a.m. with someone enough times, you start sharing snacks, secrets, survival trauma. By sophomore year, we were living together off campus, and by senior year, we had matching tattoos from a night that started with cheap tequila and ended in an ER. Long story. We joked that we were like a broken sitcom. Tyler was the chaos engine, the guy who bought ferrets off Craigslist and tried to smuggle them into the dorms for vibes. Chris was the hacker type. He once reverse engineered our professor's gray book and left him anonymous notes about how to fix the security. Me? I was the glue. The one who paid rent on time, made coffee in the mornings, talked Tyler out of fighting frat boys, and reminded Chris to eat when he got too deep into a project. After graduation, we all got jobs in LA, different companies, same field. When my now ex-wife, Jess, got pregnant, they were the first ones I told, even before my parents. Tyler sent a 6-pack of mini root beers with a note that said Daddy Juice, and Chris bought a plush octopus that Mia still sleeps with today. When Jess left, which again is a whole other story, they didn't even blink. Tyler moved into my spare room for 2 months just so I wouldn't lose it. Chris brought me protein bars and set up a calendar for Mia's school pickups when I had back-to-back Zoom meetings. We called ourselves the Dad Pod. Dumb pun, I know, and they really leaned into it. Tyler taught Mia how to ride a bike. Chris helped her build her first Minecraft server. They weren't just uncles in name, they showed up. Birthdays, ER visits, school plays. Mia called them Uncle Ty and Uncle Crispy. We were the weirdest trio of co-parents you've ever seen, and I genuinely thought we'd be like this forever. They knew everything about me. My worst panic attacks. How broke I got during the custody battle. What it felt like to cry alone in the bathroom while your kid knocked on the door asking if you were okay. We weren't just friends. We were trauma bonded. That's what made it all so sharp. Like, it's one thing if a stranger hits you. But when it's someone who's seen you fall apart, who held you together, and then they rip you open anyway. That kind of betrayal feels radioactive. And yeah, I knew their sense of humor was extreme. Like this one time, Chris sent an email to my entire team at work pretending to be from HR, saying I was being investigated for inappropriate keyboard noises during Zoom calls. Or the time Tyler created a fake Tinder profile for me using my actual photos, mind you, just to see how the algorithm would treat a single dad with anxiety. I was mad, sure, but we laughed it off. That was the vibe: push the line, break the line, pretend the line never existed. Looking back, I don't know if it was always funny. Or if I just convinced myself it was. Because sometimes I wonder if this whole prank culture was just them testing how far they could go before I cracked. I remember this one night last summer. Mia had just turned 6, and I threw her a backyard party, bubble machine, pizza, the works. Tyler brought sparklers. Chris set up a projector to play Encanto on the garage wall. At one point, Mia ran up to them with 2 melted cupcakes in her hands, shouting, "I got you guys gifts." They both knelt down like it was the greatest honor of their lives. I remember watching that and thinking, damn, this is my family. This is who I trust with my kid. It's almost funny now. That was the exact moment I decided to add them as emergency contacts for school. Thought it made sense. Just in case. Who else would I call? Sometimes I replay that decision in my head like a horror movie. Freeze frame. That's the moment. That's when I sealed it. You know what's wild? Even as I'm typing this, a part of me still wants to defend them. To say they didn't mean it. That they got carried away. That it was just bad judgment, not malice. But then I remember the voice on the other end of the call that day, the woman from CPS asking me to step outside, saying they needed to talk in private, and all that sympathy evaporates like steam. Because whatever I thought we were, they set it on fire. And they filmed it. It started like the dumbest day. Like, the kind where your socks are already wet by 9 a.m. because Mia spilled her cereal and you stepped right into it barefoot. I remember that because it was Tuesday and we were already late. She was trying to tie her shoes herself, fiercely independent, that one, and I didn't have the heart to rush her. Dropped her off, drove to work, ran late to a stand-up call where my camera froze and Slack was exploding because someone forgot to QA their push. I was fried by noon. Typical chaos. And then around 3:17 p.m. my phone rang. Blocked number. I almost didn't answer. I almost let it go to voicemail, and some sick part of me still wonders how different this would be if I had. But I picked up. Said hello. And the voice, calm, clipped, professional, asked if this was Mia's father. I said yes, obviously. And the woman said she was calling from Child Protective Services. That they'd received an anonymous report. That someone had expressed serious concerns regarding Mia's safety in my care. That they'd be stopping by shortly. I thought it was a scam. Genuinely. I laughed. Told her, okay, good one. And she just paused. Then said very quietly, Mr. Langston, this isn't a joke. Please be home in 20 minutes. I left skid marks getting out of the parking lot. When they showed up, they had badges. Real paperwork. Real solemn expressions. Mia wasn't even home yet, she was still at aftercare, but they wanted to inspect the house, ask questions, check conditions. I was shaking so hard I dropped my keys trying to unlock the door. Everything suddenly looked suspicious. The dish in the sink. The laundry I hadn't folded. The bottle of ibuprofen on the counter. They asked about her bruises. What bruises? Mia bruises herself trying to climb the jungle gym like a damn Marvel stunt double. They asked if I ever raised my voice. If I had a temper. If I ever left her alone for extended periods. I was trying to stay calm, answer everything, but my chest felt like it was going to collapse inward. Then they said they'd spoken to the school already. That the school confirmed Mia mentioned hearing yelling at night, that she cries sometimes in her room. I didn't even know what to say. I mean, kids cry? That's not neglect. That's being 6. But it didn't matter. Because when I got to the aftercare center to pick her up, she wasn't there. They'd already taken her. I didn't even get to say goodbye. 3 days. That's how long it took. 76 hours of pure hell. No updates. No contact. Just a caseworker telling me they were investigating and that I should cooperate fully. I didn't eat. Didn't sleep. I kept picturing her in some stranger's house, scared, asking why I didn't come. Her toothbrush was still by the sink. Then Friday afternoon I got a call. She'll be returned today, they said. We've concluded the initial inquiry. Just like that. Like it was a library book they'd borrowed and decided to bring back. Mia came home crying. Wouldn't let go of me for hours. Said the lady she stayed with was nice but not you. That she missed her bedtime stories. That she kept asking where I was but no one would answer. I held it together until she fell asleep on my chest. Then I broke. I didn't even know who to be mad at. Thought maybe it was some psycho neighbor. Maybe Jess, though we hadn't spoken in months. Maybe a mistake. But then I opened Instagram. Tyler's alt account, the one only a handful of people followed, the one he used for memes and weird social experiments. He hadn't posted since March. But there was a new video. Uploaded and deleted within 2 hours, but not before someone, bless the gods of the internet, screen recorded it. I didn't even recognize it at first. Just Tyler's voice saying, okay, let's see how fast CPS shows up if you say a single dad's got anger issues and a suspicious bruise on his kid. Cut to him laughing. A fake phone call. Chris in the background pretending to cry. She says he yells all the time. And throws stuff. Tyler going, damn, this is so dark. Hope we don't get him arrested, lol. They were giggling. Giggling. I couldn't breathe. I watched it 3 times before I even processed what I was seeing. Then I messaged Chris. Just one word. Why? He read it. Never responded. I called Tyler. Voicemail. The next morning, I opened my front door and found an envelope. No name, just sorry. Inside, a flash drive. Raw footage. Multiple angles. A whole folder titled Prank Daddy. That's when I knew this wasn't some random moment of poor judgment. This was planned. And I wasn't going to stay quiet. The weirdest part? They didn't even deny it. After the flash drive, after I'd seen everything, the planning, the jokes, the stupid thumbnail ideas for the experiment video, I expected denial. Gaslighting. Something. But Tyler just went quiet. Like if he didn't respond, I just forget? I didn't forget. I sat on that footage for 5 days. Not because I was unsure. Because I didn't trust myself not to do something stupid. I thought about sending it to the police. I thought about leaking it to his company's HR. I thought about mailing it to his parents because they'd always treated me like family. In the end, I did none of that, not yet. I wanted to hear it from them. So I called a meetup. Told them both we needed to talk. Neutral ground. Coffee shop. No drama. Chris showed up 15 minutes late wearing sunglasses and acting like he was in a spy movie. Tyler didn't even order anything, just sat down and said, look man, if this is about the prank. I cut him off. Prank? You fake a CPS call on a single dad and get his 6-year-old ripped away for 3 days and your opening line is if this is about the prank? I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just said say it again. Out loud. Chris shifted in his seat. Tyler scoffed. You're acting like we kidnapped her or something. She was fine. I think that's when I saw red. Like actual tunnel vision. Because she was fine? That's your takeaway? Not the screaming, not the panic, not the way she woke up 3 nights in a row crying because she thought she'd be taken again? You made her think I abandoned her, I said. You made her think I did something wrong. Tyler shrugged. Shrugged. It was for content, bro. We never thought it'd go that far. CPS is supposed to verify stuff. We were testing the system. Chris nodded. Honestly, it kind of proves the system's broken, doesn't it? I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because that was the moment I realized they were gone. Like, spiritually. Morally. Whatever compass used to keep them human, it had snapped in half and pointed directly at their own ego. So I left. No dramatic exit. No spilled coffee or thrown chairs. Just stood up and said, don't ever come near me or my kid again. Tyler called after me, come on, don't be soft about it. You're acting like we filmed her or something. I didn't turn around. But I heard Chris say, bro, shut up. After that, it got worse. Mia stopped talking at school. Her teacher called me, concerned. Said she was withdrawing socially. I took her to a child therapist who gently suggested that temporary separation can mimic abandonment trauma in children this age. Cool. So now she might have attachment issues. Because my friends wanted to get views on TikTok. And then came the whispering. Mutual friends stopped replying. One guy messaged me, I can't believe you're trying to ruin their lives over a misunderstanding. Apparently Tyler was telling everyone I was planning to frame them. That I overreacted. That I'd always had a temper and was spiraling since the divorce. That one nearly broke me. I started doubting myself. Questioning whether I'd made it worse by going public because yeah, I'd shown the video to a couple of close friends. Just to prove I wasn't losing it. I needed someone to look me in the eye and say, no, you're not crazy. This is get up. They did. But it didn't stop the slow burn of being iced out of the community I'd built. No more weekend game nights. No more kid birthdays. People choosing sides like it was high school. And in the middle of all of it, Mia, asking if Uncle Ty was mad at her. Saying she didn't want her birthday party if he wasn't coming. So I made a decision. If they wanted to play social, we'd go nuclear. I spent an entire weekend editing a cut of the footage. Not a hit piece. Not a gotcha video. Just the raw truth, voices, faces, timestamps. And over it? My voice. One take. Calm. Cold. Just explaining what happened, what it did to my daughter, and why I wouldn't let it go. I didn't post it. Not yet. I sent them the draft. Just the link. No message. Tyler responded in 5 minutes. You better not, he wrote. That's literally defamation. You'll get sued. Chris took longer. But when he did, it was just 2 words. I'm sorry. Too late. I didn't sleep that night, obviously, but it wasn't one of those dramatic pacing around the living room kind of nights either. It was worse, quieter, more focused, like my brain just shifted into some kind of low-light predator mode and decided, yeah, we're done pretending this is salvageable. I kept staring at the unlisted video, the one I'd cut together with all their audio, their stupid little giggles, the shaky phone footage where Tyler's voice is crystal clear saying, let's see how fast CPS shows up. I had it ready to go. 1 click and the internet would know exactly who they were. I watched it again at 3 a.m. with Mia's crayon drawing still taped crooked behind me, the one where she drew a stick figure family with crooked hearts and called one of them Uncle Ty, and I swear to God my stomach actually flipped. I almost cut that frame out. But I didn't. I wanted people to see it. Around 6 in the morning, Tyler finally texted. Said something like, you better not post that, man, you'll regret it, and I actually laughed out loud in my kitchen while waiting for the coffee machine to cough out enough caffeine to keep me from exploding. Regret? Bro, I already regret letting you within 100 feet of my daughter. I didn't even answer him. Just sent a screenshot of the CPS closure, the therapist referral, and then 2 words, go public. No answer. Coward. At noon, knock at the door. Not the cops. Not a lawsuit. Chris. Just standing there like a sad dog in his tech bro hoodie, no camera, no stupid sunglasses this time. I didn't invite him in. Just leaned against the door frame and waited for him to say something worth not slamming the door in his face. He started talking fast, nervous, like maybe if he said enough words in a row I wouldn't hear the ones that actually mattered. Said it got out of hand. Said he thought Tyler was bluffing. Said he never thought it'd go that far. And then he hit me with the one that almost made me actually punch him. I didn't think they'd believe it. Everyone knows you're a good dad. Like that was supposed to be a compliment. I just looked at him and I guess he saw it in my face because he shut up pretty quick after that. You didn't think they'd believe it. Which means you knew it wasn't harmless. You knew it was messed up. You just figured the system would have my back. You gambled with my kid's safety like it was some F***king A/B test. He asked if there was anything he could do to fix it and I said yeah, testify. He blinked like I'd slapped him. I said it again. Testify. Under oath. Tell the whole story. Or I press charges, false reporting, emotional endangerment, harassment. He got all pale and mumbled and said you'd really go that far, and I swear it took everything in me not to laugh straight in his face. You already did. He left. No big dramatic exit. Just shuffled off like someone who just realized they weren't the hero in the story anymore. I gave it 3 more days. Then I posted the video. Not to TikTok. Not to YouTube Shorts. To a parenting forum full of burnt-out single parents who'd seen more red flags than a Soviet parade. No clickbait. No edits. Just the truth, raw audio, receipts, my voice calmly laying out exactly what they did and how it affected my daughter. Within hours it was reposted. Picked up by a couple mid-sized creators. Someone from a commentary channel messaged asking if they could include it in a video about false CPS reports. I said yes. And just like that, the house of cards started to wobble. Tyler's startup lost investors. One of them turned out to be a mom who recognized his voice. Chris didn't get fired, but he got quietly relocated to a satellite office. Apparently, HR couldn't trust his professional judgment. Boo-hoo. I didn't gloat. Didn't pop champagne. Just picked Mia up from school like normal, drove her to get pancakes, and watched her color on a paper menu while I sipped my burnt coffee and pretended the world made sense again. She didn't know what I'd done. Didn't need to. She smiled, really smiled for the first time in weeks. That was enough. That was everything. It's weird how fast people disappear when they know they're wrong. Like poof, just gone. No closure, no final boss battle, no confrontation scene where I get to scream, "You ruined everything," in someone's face. Just silence. Tyler never texted again after I posted the video. Not a word. Not even one of those half-assed, "you're blowing this out of proportion" messages. I assume someone somewhere told him to shut the hell up and lawyer up, which, fair. Chris sent one more text a couple weeks after everything blew up, "Hope Mia's doing okay." That was it. No, I'm sorry, no, I've kept up, no, I can't believe we let it get that far. Just that single, limp message like I was some ex he ghosted 3 years ago. I stared at it while brushing my teeth, thumb hovering over the keyboard, trying to figure out what I'd even say back. She's 6 and flinches when someone knocks too loud now. So yeah, she's awesome, thanks. I didn't reply. I left him on read and went back to watching Bluey reruns with Mia, which, not gonna lie, are surprisingly therapeutic when your entire social life has just collapsed. We don't talk about Tyler around here anymore. Mia stopped asking after about 2 weeks. First it was, "When's Uncle Ty coming over?" Then it was just silence. One night she drew a picture of our house and didn't include his car in the driveway. That's how I knew she understood. I updated all her school forms. New emergency contacts. Took their names out of everything. Her teacher asked what happened, I gave her the polite version. Fell out with some old friends. Just trying to keep things quiet for Mia. She nodded like she knew there was more and didn't press. Bless her. Honestly, if one more person had said "boys will be boys" to my face, I probably would have gone full Joker. The video's still online. I don't check the comments anymore, but last I looked, there were like 4K upvotes and 24 stories in the replies about similar SHT happening to other single parents. People being used for content. People getting weaponized pranks dropped on their heads and told to laugh or be labeled overdramatic. One guy med me, "Thanks, man. I thought I was crazy. Now I know I'm not the only one." I almost cried reading that. Not because I'm some hero. Just because, yeah, that's exactly what this kind of betrayal does. It rewires your brain. Makes you second guess everything. I'd walk into a room and instantly scan for cameras. Mia would ask a question and I'd wonder if someone was watching, waiting to twist my answer into a TikTok soundbite. That's not parenting. That's psychological warfare. And I'm done with it. We do waffles on Tuesdays now. That's our thing. It started because I was too tired to cook real food one night and Mia said, "Can we just do breakfast again?" So I threw together some pancake mix, burned the first batch, and now it's tradition. Waffles, cartoon reruns, sometimes ice cream after if we're both feeling feral. It's stupid and small and the only thing that feels normal. And you know what? I'll take it. I used to wonder if I should have gone further. Pressed charges. Sued. Publicly named them both in a live stream and let the court of public opinion chew them up. But honestly, that's not who I am anymore. Revenge is exhausting. Mia needs calm. She needs consistency. And I need to stop keeping score and just focus on not fucking this up any worse. Every once in a while someone tags me in a new Reddit thread, "Is this the guy whose friends called CPS on him?" And yeah, that's me. The guy whose bros thought it'd be hilarious to test how fast the government can ruin a family. The guy who didn't scream, didn't threaten, just quietly hit upload and let the truth eat them alive. It's not a badge I wanted, but it's one I wear now. And if there's one thing I've learned from all this, it's that being quiet, letting things slide, that's what they count on. They bank on your silence. Your shame. Your fear of looking dramatic. FCK that. You don't get to gamble with my kid's life and then call it content. You don't get to play victim when the receipts hit daylight. You don't get to show up with a flash drive full of prank footage and expect forgiveness. We're not doing that anymore. We're eating waffles. We're watching cartoons. We're building something real out of what you tried to burn down. And no, you're not invited. Didn't think I'd be back here, honestly. Thought it was over. Thought I hit post, closed the door, and moved on. But of course, people like Tyler don't really leave, they just wait for you to get quiet again. So here we are. Last Friday, I got a letter. Like an actual envelope in my mailbox. No return address, just my name spelled wrong, which already told me everything I needed to know. Inside? Printed screenshots. Of the video. Of the comments. Of random people calling him a sociopath and saying he should be arrested. Scribbled at the bottom in pen like it was some 8th grade threat. "You happy now? You ruined me." I didn't know whether to laugh or shred it. I picked laugh. Mia was watching Frozen for the 100th time and singing off-key in the background while I stood there holding this crumpled paper like it was supposed to undo something. Ruined him? Bro, you ruined yourself. You pulled the pin. I just made sure people saw the grenade. But it didn't stop there. Because apparently Tyler's been telling people, mutuals, ex-coworkers, some girl he used to date, that I doctored the footage. That I framed him to get internet clout. Internet clout. I have 112 followers and a locked Twitter. My most viral moment before this was getting retweeted by a sock account that posts memes about divorced dads and air fryers. What clout? Meanwhile, Chris has gone full radio silence. I heard through the grapevine he's in therapy now. Cool. Hope he tells his therapist the part where he helped traumatize a 6-year-old and thought a text message would fix it. I guess what's messing with me now isn't the letter. Or the rumors. It's that I'm still checking. Like, I tell myself I don't care, but I'm still Googling my name. Still scrolling forums. Still bracing for some twist where suddenly I'm the one who crossed the line. Trauma really is a loop, huh? But yeah, that's where we are. I left the letter in a drawer. Haven't told Mia. She's busy making a Lego zoo and asking for chocolate milk like the apocalypse didn't knock on our door last month. I envy her for that. For the clean slate. I'm trying to earn mine. Alright, I figured this would be it, last shoe dropped. But nope, the universe said not today. 2 nights ago, Mia and I are on the couch, old Pixar movie humming in the background, and my phone rings, unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something in me said, answer it. On the line? Tyler. His voice low, apologetic, like he rehearsed it. Look man, this is going nowhere. If you delete that video, I'll drop the lawsuit, make the threats go away. I just stared at my phone. So this is it, huh? Extortion by ex-bro. I couldn't help the laugh that escaped me sharp cold. Delete the video? So you can keep weaponizing my daughter's nightmare for your image? No thanks. Click. Call ended. I set the phone on the coffee table and turned back to Mia. She nudged me with her elbow and said, Daddy, is it bedtime yet? Like she had zero idea that the man who took her once was now quietly scheming from behind a lawyer letterhead. I tucked her in, brushed her hair, and in the dim hall light I felt something lock into place. I didn't clutch the phone or fume. That old predator mode? Gone. In its place, a flat certainty that this is over forever. I plugged my phone in, swiped the forum thread closed, and walked away. No drama. No need. The silence says it all. This story doesn't end with pinky promises or maybe I'll forgive you one day. It ends with, this is where our chapter closes. Tyler can keep playing his victim card. Chris can ghost forever. My life is quieter now. The waffles still get burned sometimes. Mia still sticks to her routine like a force of nature. And me? I ain't the same man who let strangers with a flash drive inside his house. I'm the one who watched the smoke clear and kept walking. That's the end of it. No sequel. No epilogue. Just waffles, bedtime story reruns, and a life that doesn't feel like a prank.